In this video, we're talking about Meguiar's hyper dressing and the different applications you can use it for and the different dilution ratios you can use it at, as well as some examples on how to use it, how to apply it on different parts of your car. So what is Meguiar's hyper dressing? Basically, you can shine, or dress any type of plastic or rubber inside or outside of your car. So that's gonna be your engine, your tires, the door panels on the interior of the car. It could be whatever is plastic or rubber, black, that wants to be shined up. You can use this product. Now, two cool things about this product is that one, it's water-based, meaning it's not gonna harm any paints or it's not gonna dry anything up once you apply it. I know a lot of talk is about having solvent-based tire dressings or rubber and plastic dressings, but I don't think many auto parts stores carry solvent-based. I could be wrong, but I think most of them are water-based. But this one is also water-based, so that's a plus. I mean, you can spray it on just about anything and nothing is gonna get damaged over a long time, or it's not like, it's not harsh to your body or anything like that. So water-based, it's good. And then second is you can dilute it 4 ways. So there is, for high gloss, you have 1-to-1, meaning 1 part dressing, 1 part water. Then you have satin finish, which is 3-to-1, medium gloss, which is 2-to-1, and then natural finish, which is 4-to-1. I have a pre-diluted bottle of 4-to-1. That's the ratio that I go with. But if you do want to have a different type of gloss levels or different type of finishes to whatever it is you're dressing, hyper dressing allows you to do that. And third is because this is the professional line and it is dilutable, then this 128 ounce of hyper dressing turns into way more depending on what type of ratio, dilution ratio you go with. So let's say you buy just a typical 16 ounce tire dressing that's not dilutable, then all you're gonna get out of that is 16 ounces. But because you can dilute these and you can formulate it differently with different ratios, you can make this 128 ounces last a lot longer for you depending on how you use it. Now, it is a maintenance dressing, so once you apply it, depending where you apply it, how much and how you're driving it, let's say for the tires, it may only last a couple days, it could last a couple weeks, but eventually it'll fade away and you'll have to apply it again. Same thing with your engine bay, where it's not a permanent coating or a permanent fix to dulled out, faded plastic or rubber. If you want to go for more permanent solution, you have to look at something more of like a trim restore or plastic restore and not just a dressing, because that's more of a maintenance type deal. Now, I'm actually not too worried about showing you how it looks, just because they're not going to be true results. And the reason I say that is because depending on the camera you're using, depending the settings you have in that camera, depending on the condition of the weather outside, it's gonna dictate how the tire dressing looks. So if you're looking for an exact how it looks on a dry tire, on dry plastic molding, then this probably isn't the best video for that, because every single setting you change in a camera, in post editing, the conditions outside, how you view your screen, whether brightness, lowness, whether you're wearing glasses or not, will alter how it looks. So I made a tire dressing video a while back, so you can click the top right hand corner here to see that video. But just another quick glimpse of the dressing at work is the cool thing about it being water based is that you can just spray it and basically walk away. So if you wanted to dress the inner fenders, then all you have to do is simply, you can either spray it straight onto the applicator pad, or you can just mist it straight into the fender well. And you can either walk away and let it sit there for a while to really soak in, or if you want to just get it over with now, just simply dress it in. And you can either use an applicator pad or you can use a towel. But just work it in and then simply walk away. And if it is still too excessive, you can always follow it up. You can follow it up with a towel to knock off some of that shine. But that's the cool thing about it being water soluble, is you simply just spray it on, you can walk away or give it a quick wipe down and then you're good to go. And then same thing for the tires, you can spray it directly onto the applicator pad and work it in. Or if you'd rather, if they're either maybe bigger tires, you can simply just mist it onto the tire and work it in. Again, I believe this is 4-to-1 that I diluted it to, since I haven't diluted in a while, but I think this is 4-to-1. It is a bit shinier than usual. You gotta let it dry for a little bit and then you'll get the actual look, but you'll get the point of it, more so because it's water based. You can just easily spray it on, you can easily wipe it in, and then you're good to go. Okay, so now let's say you wanted to apply it to an engine bay. So if you had like an aerosol can, that'd be really effective because you can clearly, you know, spray an aerosol can over the big areas. But what really comes in handy with those aerosols is that you can spray directly into like specific areas. Whereas with this one, you're gonna mist it and then you still gotta wipe it down. That's a plus side of the aerosol cans, but you can still be highly effective with a spray bottle like this, and specifically talking about Meguiar's hyper dressing, because again, since it's water based, you'll just mist it on, and again, you can leave it there if you want to just sit while you go work around the car, or you can simply wipe it in with a towel or whatever applicator pad that you have. And again, because it's water based, if I mist it over here and I get it on this plastic that's not black and I don't want to dress, you just wipe it down and you're good to go. No harm done whatsoever. Now, if you do have specific areas you want to spray this, you want to mist the hyper dressing, and you can't necessarily get it with your towel, maybe the edges are just too tight, then you can always use a brush to just work the edges and work it in. Again, you may use different types of brushes to make sure you can get inside all those edges, but it is another workaround where just use a brush to get into the fine edges to work in the dressing. And now let's work on the door panel. I did a little section here. If you can tell, it stops right here. Again, this is 4:1. This is a natural look, so it's not going to be over dramatic with the before and after, of course, because again, it's going for that natural look. But again, if you want a more, you know, glossier finish, and you can always go with 1:1 or 3:1. But again, yeah, it's essentially all gonna work. Again, as I mentioned, you're not gonna see the biggest difference here because depending on the camera settings and how you're looking at it, but it does give you a noticeable difference in person, and depending what you're going for. As I mentioned, you can use this in various applications. This will be on the dashboard. Hopefully it's picking it up well enough for you to see, but it does go on very well. Now, of course, you don't want to put it on the steering wheel just for safety's sake. You don't want to be too slippery where the hands kind of slide off. Same thing goes for the pedals. So that's my review of Meguiar's hyper dressing. A quick overview is it's water based, so you can use it practically anywhere on your car that's plastic or rubber, and that's not going to damage anything. If you spray it over on the paint, on the wheels, on some other type of plastic, on the interior, nothing's gonna get harmed because it's water based, it's safe, nothing to worry about. Second, you can dilute it to 4 different ratios. If you want high gloss, there's an option for that. If you want a natural finish, there's an option for that. If you want something kind of in between, there's an option for that. And lastly, because it's so dilutable at different ratios, you can make that gallon last much longer than if you're not diluting it. If you're just using a straight, you know, some type of tire dressing that's only 16 ounces, you're only gonna get 16 ounces out of that. With Meguiar's hyper dressing, you can go a lot further with that. So if you are doing this as a business, do not overanalyze it, looking for the absolute best, friendly, economical, amazing tire shine or plastic dressing to buy, because at the end of it, the customer, if you're doing this as a business, the customer is gonna want a tire that looks shinier, and that's about it. They're not gonna say, you know what, I like that natural finish, but do you have anything with high gloss? Most likely than not, a customer is not gonna tell you that. They're not even gonna notice the difference. All they're gonna see is that it was faded and gray, now it's dressed and looking much darker and rich. That's all they care about. Now, you don't wanna go over the top and make it super greasy, of course not that. But as far as the difference between it's not dressed and dressed, the customer that's all they're gonna notice is, hey, look, it's now nice and shiny and dark. That's what I like. So don't overcomplicate it. Don't look at 50 different plastic or tire or rubber dressings. Just look for the absolute best one, because at the end of it, the customer's not gonna notice. Don't, you know, bring too much headaches to your life just looking for the tire dressing. Leave your comments down below on what I can do to improve these product reviews. I know they're not the best. I need to work on them. But just give me your 2 cents down below so I can improve. No worries, no hard feelings, just give me some positive feedback. Leave a comment, like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.